Hello, those watching the replay. Welcome to the video. Just see, do we need a light on? I think that looks a little better, a little brighter. Okay, let's look how the video's doing. If you are watching this outside of my Facebook community, Women Creating Lives, then welcome, hello. This is a live Facebook video for Women Creating Healthy Lives, my free Facebook community group. If you're watching this on YouTube, that is exactly why it is filmed the way it is, because it was first a Facebook Live. And the topic I'm talking about tonight is anxiety and perimenopause and menopause. And I got asked about this in my group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. It was suggested by a member, so let's cover this. Hi, who's here? Hello, hello. Say hello when you pop on. And if you're watching the replay, put hashtag feeling good. Let's just talk about hashtag feeling good. That's the way to do it. Let's focus on what we desire, but let's also talk about what's going on and why we may have this situation. I'm gonna move my light a bit closer. Looks a bit dark. Okay. If you're new to the group, welcome. Nice to have you here. And feel free to post in the group any comments, of course, any questions, also any video topics that you want to talk about. Because that's what I'd like to do is to do videos that are going to help you through this phase of life and beyond. I have already been through this phase of life. I am in postmenopause. Oh, Kate, you're here. So wonderful. Thank you. Oh, I'm just going to let the group know I'm on live to see. Dun, dun, dun. Here, I am on live now. If you don't see me, refresh. Okay. All right. Post. Oh, my internet is. I'm still on data, aren't I? Okay. All right. Couple more people coming on. So I had not experienced anxiety before I was in perimenopause. My daughter had suffered from anxiety from about the age of 9. And that was the first time and there was a friend of mine who had also suffered from anxiety. And I didn't really understand it. I thought almost like, oh, come on. Like, seriously, you can control this. Or you guys being like way overreactive, right? I really did. I didn't experience it. I didn't know much about it. And I just thought, oh, you're just being overreactive. Like get a grip, right? And when my daughter started going through it at such a young age, I mean, she even would hyperventilate. She would like cry and hyperventilate and had to hide away and was just like, she was highly sensitive. I later found out, now no, she was an extremely highly sensitive empath. And so she just couldn't handle certain things. Now, in perimenopause, it is like we are going through adolescence again. Okay, so our hormones are at this like extreme fluctuation. And that completely, because these are the hormonal chemicals that affect our moods, our emotions, our stress levels, all of those, right? And so when they are kind of going like, woo, erratic, it only... Of course, we're going to feel erratic. Our emotions are going to be erratic, right? It is completely like we're going through adolescence again. During adolescence, your progesterone is raising, getting higher. During perimenopause, your progesterone, the hormone, is lowering, but that also affects other hormones, right? So the first time I experienced this was perimenopause. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? Like there's something wrong. There's something, just a whole bunch of feelings. And I didn't know what it was. And I was also experiencing the point where I was crying a lot. I'd be in extreme sadness, in extreme feeling depressed, in extreme feeling like I need to cry over everything. I couldn't stop crying. I had to take a day off work one day because I couldn't stop crying. It was in the morning. So I phoned in sick. I got in my car because I felt I can't stay here. I can't stay here. I got to get away. And I didn't know what to do. So I got in my car and I started driving. Well, I couldn't stop crying when I was driving. And I said, I'll just stop at a coffee shop and I'll look at chapters and I'll look at some books or I'll do some journaling or something. I couldn't even get out of the car because I was crying so hard. So all I could do was drive. I just drove around. I stopped and I cried, right? And I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was having a breakdown, like a mental breakdown. And in a way, we do and we can. Because mental breakdown, again, is also not being able to handle the emotions we are feeling. And that's also because the chemical changes, the hormonal changes in our body are so extreme that they're throwing us all over the place. No, we can't control it in that moment, the way we are handling it. We can learn how to better control it. And so I, at that phase of life, had never experienced anxiety before. I was working out all the time. I used to run. I used to be super fit. So yes, I had some stress reduction things going on, but it was not something that was in the forefront of me, right? I never really had to deal with anxiety or being super stressed or feeling super worried or fearful. So I didn't know how to handle it when it hit me in perimenopause. I had no coping for it. Hi, Jeanette. How are you doing? Good to see you. So at this phase of life, if you are experiencing more anxiety or maybe even anxiety for the first time or feeling super stressed and super overwhelmed and all these different emotions, crying, feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling like something's wrong, feeling like you're no good for nothing, like all these feelings that you're not normally, right? You're like, oh my God, what has happened to me? I never used to be this type of a person. No, it will go away. You are experiencing it because of your hormones that are all over the place. So it's not you, it's not true. So it's not like you're in grave danger all of a sudden. It's not you're a depressed person. It is not that you're somebody who can't handle life. That's not it. So it's not you, right? So what I really want you to remember is that don't take it on as, oh my God, something's wrong with me. No, something is not wrong with you. What's wrong with you is your hormones are really wacky. So it's like, oh, you can feel yourself when you go into it, go, oh my goodness, I'm really fluctuating today. My hormones are wacky. So the first thing to do, if you're driving, if you're not, is breathing, is knowing, having the awareness, none of this is true. So when you feel super scared, super sad, really depressed, like I don't think I can live anymore, I don't think I can go on, really angry with the world, that just think, wow, this is not real. Like it may be a little bit, but it's super exaggerated. That's my mind, almost your hormones doing tricks, right? So I know I am safe. I'm completely fine. And you inhale nice and slow. And at first you might need to exhale like to release, right? And as I exhale like that, I think I release this strain and struggle. Oh my God, I know this is not real. I'm bringing awareness to my body. So when you breathe, an inhale, and then as you exhale, you want to set the intention of letting that go. Like release, I release. Get into your body. If you're driving, you can still do this, inhaling and exhaling. And just as you exhale, shoulders relax. You can open your mouth. You can turn your head. You can just let the tears flow. Let yourself feel the emotion and exhale it out. Let it come up within you, even though it feels terrible. Feel it expand and dissipate beyond you. And when you exhale, let that emotion, fear, worry, exhale and dissipate. So I picture like inhaling it coming up, it's expanding, it feels terrible. Oh my God. Out it goes. Because when we don't deal with it like that, we are pushing it down. It is condensing into a ball of energy, and that energy is being stored within your body. It doesn't go away. It is stored, and that causes health problems and more emotional problems and an unrest and dis-ease within your body, right? So energy blockage, energy can get blocked and balled in our body, and it can cause many serious problems, as well as aches and pains and injuries and problems and this and that with our physical body, but also with our emotional, mental body, okay? So really having that understanding of as I exhale, as I feel this emotion rise, oh my God, feel it. What does it really feel like? What is there? Because it's not real. Let it expand. Don't be too scared of it. And then as you exhale, imagine your body just releasing it. It needs to be felt and released. Energy needs to move. These emotions and all this stuff is energy, and it needs to move. So you need to allow it to move, okay? Think about allowing it to move and freeing yourself. And hormone hell. Been a breakdown since September 2019. Yes. So, hi Donna, how you doing? Bonnie, really it is, this time of your life is inner work time. Yep. And like I was saying in the beginning of the video, I had not experienced anxiety like that before. I had not experienced anything, so I did not know how to cope with it. So really what it's telling us is it's okay. We just haven't had to deal with it or haven't had to cope with those extreme emotions before. So now that we have that, it's time we learn to cope with them. It's time we learn coping mechanisms. It's time we learn practices, tools to use during this time of our life so that we can learn to release that, so that we can learn to allow that energy to move through us so it doesn't get clumped up in us. So when you say like it'll continue for a long time if you continually to suppress it, because it stays with you. So if you think of it that, think about, oh my God, I'm keeping it with me by not dealing with it. If you feel it, which feels terrible sometimes, I have cried, even now, like post-menopause, when stuff comes up that needs to be released, that causes me anxiety, fear, worry, doubt in my mind, a bit of depression, anxiety, I have to allow it to release because it stays with me and it continues if I don't. So I need to cry. I've cried for like a day, 2 days, especially in Bali. Just bawled because I had to release this stuff, right? Allow that emotion to move through you. Often it is stored energy from when you were young and it's coming up during this midlife phase to be released. The hormonal fluctuations, the hormonal changes in your body cause energy movement and chemical reactions that are bringing up these things into us to be felt again, but actually to be healed and released, right? Because we were not able to heal it and release it when we were younger because we didn't know how. It is now our time to learn the healing within our body, and that's what I teach in all my programs, body, mind, spirit. We learn the food, you'll learn the stress reduction, you'll learn this stuff, how to release these emotions, how to deal with it, coping practices, techniques, and tools. We're doing that in my 21-day program right now. It's still time to join, $197. You can still get in. We just had our first video tonight. So in 21 days, you will learn how to move through these uncomfortable feelings, how to release them, how to break the patterns and the stories and the excuses and the behaviors, right? That'll keep you stuck for a long time. The best thing you can do is now say, this time of my life is for me. And really, midlife is a chance for us to work through our inner self. It's time, right? It's time. It's time for to enter into a new phase of life. We want to get rid of the junk and the gunk that we've been carrying with us so that we can move forward into a new phase of life. You cannot move forward if you're still carrying a whole bunch of baggage, right? So if you think about that, if you're on a hike and you want to climb to a summit to reach a beautiful new summit, a new space, a new view, yet you have a huge heavy backpack with rocks, boulders, and stuff tying you down and weighing you down, you're not going to get there. You're going to get exhausted, for one. So when you're carrying old energy, when you're carrying old junk, when you're carrying old beliefs, when you're carrying old traumas and all of that, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You get tired, you get fatigued, you get frustrated, you want to give up, you procrastinate, you emotionally eat, you stress eat, you eat too many carbs, you eat too much junk, you drink too much alcohol because you don't know what's wrong and you don't know how to handle it and you don't know how to feel better. So that's probably what you're feeling, right? I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to feel better. I don't know how to get rid of it. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. I don't know what to do, right? And that is such a real part of this, and it does not feel good. Oh, it gets stuck in your throat. Your voice. So the throat chakra. So you can also learn more about chakras, right? The lower base chakra, right? So the base, the red, the lower base, then we have the orange, then we have the yellow, then we have the green, then the blue, which is the throat chakra, then the indigo, which is the third eye, and then the white, right? So you can learn about the chakra centers because they help, if we're aligning our chakras, it helps the energy to flow through us. But really also being so conscious of how do I talk to myself? What am I really feeling? And sometimes we don't know, because when I was going through it, I was completely uncertain. All I knew was I was super emotional. I was crying all the time. I felt like I was having a nervous breakdown. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what emotions I was really feeling because I was so depressed and so upset. But I'm like, there's nothing in my life I should be depressed about. My life is not bad. It's good. Why am I feeling so depressed? And so when you don't know why you're feeling so depressed, what happens is you start being mad at yourself. You start like, there's nothing wrong with me. I should be happy, but why am I not happy? Why am I complaining about my life when my life is good? Why don't I feel good? Why am I always so tired? What's wrong with me, right? And then by saying all those things, we're continually focusing on what's not right. And then we're focusing on, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm so tired of this. And when we're saying to ourselves, I'm so tired of this. I can't figure it out. I'm so emotional. I'm so frustrated. I'm so angry. So we're just going to continue to make ourselves feel that way because we continually tell ourselves we are feeling that way. So you see how we continue to perpetuate the, when we're in that whole area and on and on and on, and the emotions are going and everything's swirling, and we have at that time no kind of control over what we're thinking or feeling. It just feels like a big mess. That is the time again to return to your breath, right? Right? Shaking it out, shaking it out, shaking it out. And realize, wow, this is a wild ride. I'm in the middle of this crazy hormone fluctuation. And it's causing me to think things that may not be real. It's causing me to feel things that I can logically say there's no reason for me to feel, but I'm feeling them. I need to acknowledge that I am feeling these. I am experiencing this. I am feeling terrible. Right? But then it's time for us also. It's like, okay, I get to find ways to work through this better. So I haven't had to deal with it before. So it only makes sense that I haven't found ways to work through it. Okay. I just haven't found ways to work through it. And it's a choice again. Do I choose to find a way to work through this? Or do I choose to stay stuck and tell myself there's no way out? Because it's easy to say this is hormone hell and I'm going to feel like this and I don't want to feel like this, right? Or the other option, what resources can I find that are going to help me through this? What can I do right now that'll help me feel better? And that, again, you might need to search that out, like start with your breathing. Try tapping, emotional freedom technique. So you can look up tapping, EFT, tapping, emotional freedom technique. That helps a lot. Helps me a lot. Other things like I did acupuncture. I did some energy work. So if you're not sure what energy work is, just kind of Google various types of energy work. There's many modalities, yeah. And there's, you can try Chinese medicine or Chinese herbs, homeopathic medicines. There's things that do help your body handle stress better or anxiety better and bring your body back into better balance. So those are the emotional and that type of thing, right? So how does food and stress reduction help? So in my programs, I always do the food, the stress reduction, and the mindset and the soul work. So when I consider soul work or spirit work, it is, we are entering a new phase of life. At right this time, my body, my life feels out. Something doesn't feel good. I'm not liking the way I feel. I'm not liking the way things are in my life. All of that. So it's like, okay, what is not right now? How would I like it to be? And what resources, tools, techniques, practices can I bring in to feel better in all these areas? So I break it down usually into body, mind, spirit, right? A body, mind, soul. For your body, you're looking at the food. You're looking at the breathing, right? The body, the movement, the exercise, getting out into nature, grounding, feet on the grass, feet on the ground, right? Doing specific breathing techniques that help to ground you. So you can look at breathing techniques that help to ground you, or grounding breathing techniques or something like that. There's lots of breathing techniques on YouTube. I do them in every single video of my 21-day programs now. At the end of the video, we always do a grounding practice, a breathing, a centering, a focus. We always do a little meditation. So in my 21-day programs, you get those. You can always have them, always listen to them. That's very, very, very important, because those are something you can always do right now in the moment, wherever you are. And when you control your breath like that, you regulate your heartbeat, which helps your nervous system calm down. Okay? So when you breathe in those regular, you can inhale for 4 through your nose, exhale through 6 through your mouth, and count your breath as you go in and out, even 4 in, 4 out, whatever. But a regulated breath, and you can put your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly, whatever. Connect to your body, helps to calm down your nervous system and regulate your heartbeat. You will feel calmer by doing breathing, always. So that's where you start. And then things like EFT, emotional freedom technique, are something you can do on your own that helps, again, to calm down your nervous system. And so there's lots of things you can do, and there's tools and techniques and practices that you can go throughout the day that are very fast. And I teach you all those in my programs. But I want you to remember it's learning these and implementing these that will help to bring your body back into better balance. Then you will not have the extremes like you're experiencing. You're experiencing these extremes because in the moment you haven't began to do things to balance your body, because you just don't know. So that could include some super powders or supplements that also help your body, right? During perimenopause and menopause, our body needs a lot more minerals, really good fats, and good lean proteins to function better, for they're the food for our glands that produce the hormones. So if our glands that produce the hormones are being fed properly, they can do a better job. Therefore, our hormones will not be as out of balance. Now, stress is another thing. So you can say, I'm not really stressed, not more than normal, right? But before you entered perimenopause, you could handle a lot of stress. You could handle a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. You weren't as emotional. Your body was in more balance. Now that you're in perimenopause and your body is all over the place, it's like it's hypersensitive. So any little bit of stress, any little bit of emotion, any little bit of turmoil is a huge reaction to your body, okay? It's like you are an adolescent girl again, okay? So remember that. What stress you used to be able to handle, probably can't handle it the same anymore, throws your body way off balance. Then you have more hormonal imbalance, then your symptoms are worse. and you keep yourself in that anxious state, in that frustrated state, in that over-emotional state. It's like you're fighting your body constantly because you're keeping the stress at a high level. Well, that just keeps your body out of balance. Your body will not come into balance when it's under stress. So that anxiety, how can you decrease the anxiety, decrease the worry, fear, and the if you are not changing your life? Okay, so what that means is, do you have a stressful environment at work? Are you trying to do too many things? Do you say yes to too many people and not to yourself? Are you doing a lot of self-care or no? Are you trying to take care of everybody else and putting yourself last? Are you a people pleaser, right? All of these things that you were once able to maybe handle in your life, you probably can't handle in your life anymore. That is just the fact. You are not a bad person. You are not a bad wife. You are not a bad girlfriend. You are not a bad mother. Right? That is a crock of shit. You, during perimenopause, need more time for you. You need to take care of yourself better. Just think of a woman who's pregnant. When you are pregnant, you need extra vitamins. People tell you to get more rest, right? You need to eat healthier foods. You need to take care of yourself. That is because you are carrying a life, but your hormones are also going woo, having to change a lot. So you need to support your body. Now, in perimenopause and menopause, you need to support your body. It's another phase of your body that needs a lot of support. Body, mind, spirit, okay? A lot of emotional support too. And so if you deny support for your body's not going to recover. I guess you want to call it that way. So it's like a car. If you put extra stress on your car for a long period of time, something's going to go wrong, okay? One little thing goes wrong or starts to act up. You continually drive your car and put a lot of stress on it, a lot of miles on it, but you don't fix it at all. Then another thing starts to go. You continually drive and drive and drive. Another thing starts to go. It's clanking, it's clanging, the oil needs to be changed, but you're not doing anything to your car. You're just expecting it to continue to run. That's what we do with our body in midlife. You can't, because it will not continue to run. It will break down bit by bit by bit by bit. Unfortunately, that can lead to illness and disease, and I believe cancer. Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the instances of cancer to women in midlife, it's outrageous. Don't even talk about this virus, for God's sakes. There's more instances of cancer. I know way more people who have had cancer than I don't know anybody who's had the COVID. Zero. But, this is what our society is so screwed up right now. We need to deal with the real issues of life, right? The real issues that have been affecting us for years now that we've been avoiding, right? Why are there so many instances of this? Why are there so many autoimmune diseases, of cancer, of depression? There's also a high incident of women in midlife on antidepressants. And that is because the doctors do not know what to do. So if you go to your regular MD, don't, for anxiety, for one, or depression, don't even go to a regular doctor. All they know, all they can do, all they're taught to do is give you an antidepressant. They don't understand hormones. They're not taught hormones. They're not taught hormones, and they're not taught to deal with anxiety or depression. They don't understand emotions or how the chemicals of your, they don't get taught that. They would have to specialize to be taught that. It's not their problem, but the problem is they should let you know they don't know, right? But they don't, and that's the fault of doctors. They don't let you know. No, don't go on antidepressants. Bonnie. Yes, no. take one of my programs. Not that I'm completely, you know what I mean, but you will learn a lot. And my 21-day program is going right now. Were you in my program before, Bonnie? I do way more mindset and way more soul work now than I ever used to in my 21-day programs. It's just learning. It's just time for you to say, you know what? It's me time. I'm going to learn the best practices and the best things that I can do for my body now. You can also take bioidentical hormones. I did for a while. So there is a way to better balance your hormones with bioidentical hormones, not synthetic. So if you choose not to go on antidepressants, you don't have to. It does require, okay, I'm going to find some super powders and I'm going to find some herbs and I'm going to get on those things that help my body to handle the stress and to, great, I thought so. To handle the stress and for my body to be able to better cope, right? So I get to, eat foods because certain foods cause your brain and your mind to go in a certain way. And this has been proven by Dr. Russell Blaylock, a neurosurgeon, with gluten and flours and sugar and dairy and all that. Aggression, he did work with prisoners with aggression, and he did also work with schizophrenia and food. And huge link between how our brain processes things, emotions, thoughts, and all that, and foods. And then also, and preservatives, right? And chemicals in our foods. And then, and then it's really us learning, and knowing this is a crazy time. I'm going to be processing emotions, sometimes the best I can, but sometimes not perfectly. I had a bath every single night and I read Eat, Pray, Love. That's what I could do. I was working full time. I was 43 and 44. There was no one talking about this. There was no Facebook. YouTube was brand new. All I could do was read, literally, there was maybe 3 books, you guys, about menopause or perimenopause. I didn't know I was in it. I was 43, 45 years old, 44. I didn't know what was wrong. I thought I was going crazy. My doctors, wanted antidepressants or synthetic hormones. I'm like, that's wrong. That's not what's wrong with me. Giving me a Band-Aid or a pill is not going to help what I'm feeling, right? So it's learning, oh my God, okay, these emotions and all of this is just energy. Now, if I can learn to breathe and move through the energy, to release the energy, to know that it's not real what I'm thinking. It's just kind of like an exaggerated story that wants to go through all of that, right? So there's a lot, but there's definitely things you can do. There's things like ashwagandha. There's things like maca that you can include. There's, I went to a Chinese doctor and got some Chinese herbs. Homeopathy is, with a naturopath, just seeing these natural doctors, functional doctors, herbalists sometimes, and just saying, do you have things, go to a health food store and just say, what herbs or supplements would you recommend to help handle anxiety and stress? And you can also go to a health food store and get supplements that are formulated for perimenopause and menopause, okay? And usually the back, it'll tell you what symptoms they're kind of helping with, okay? Those really help. They take a little while to help, but continue to take those formulations, getting the proper herbs and stuff into you, which help you handle stress better. They help to better balance your body is what they do. They're food for your hormones, for your glands, and that helps. And then learning the breathing techniques, the understanding what's going on, the tools and practices and techniques that you can do when you're going through these feelings and these emotions, learning how to process them, it just feels so much better. All right. And we're learning a lot about that in this new 21-day program. So it's on my website, dianamarchand.com. It's a 21-day program called Body, Mind, Soul. You'll see it on the menu bar. And message me if anybody wants information. We just had our first video tonight. It's up on the replay in the Facebook community. It's a private Facebook group. You can still get in. Yeah, and you also get recipes if you haven't had my recipes before. So that is the craziness behind the craziness of this phase of life. But you know what, you guys? When you learn what to eat and how to balance your body better and the tools and techniques and practices, you will feel way better. But also, when you come through, it'll help you move through this phase of life faster because you are actually working with your body to bring it back into better balance. When you are working with your body to bring your body back into better balance, it will balance faster. So then when you're balancing it faster, right, you're going to feel better faster. And then on the other end, when you finish with this wild hormone fluctuation, you feel amazing. And all of a sudden you feel, oh, I'm not experiencing any anxiety anymore. I feel really good. I don't feel depressed like I used to. I feel great. I don't have my digestive problems. Wow, I'm not gaining weight at all. I'm actually losing weight. I'm feeling amazing. My energy's back. Right? So it's like when you learn to work with your body during those crazy times, it will help your body come into better balance. And then at the end of perimenopause, when you've gotten into menopause and you're finished menopause, everything starts to level off better. But if you don't make those changes, as in the food, the mindset, the stress reduction, and the soul part, the spirit, honoring yourself, your body fights you. You're basically fighting your body. You're still eating the foods that it doesn't like. You're still feeling too much stress. You're not processing your emotions properly. You're not moving the energy through your body properly. Everything just gets like this. And unfortunately, you still feel worse for many years because you're not bringing your body back into better balance. You're keeping it at this state of imbalance. And that's why I do the work I do, because I know that's what happens. And I see women keeping themselves in this state of imbalance for far too long. And it doesn't have to be that way. When I was going through it, I felt so terrible. I'm like, find the quickest way out and I'm in. Like, I am not staying in this situation. There's no way. So that's when I chose to really clean up what my eating. To completely, you don't have to completely change your life, but I changed my life a lot. As in, me time, what can I do to make myself feel better, right? What do I need to do? I need to have some time for me. I need to have some relaxation time. I need to stress reduction techniques. Of course, I took up yoga too. I did a lot of breathing. I tried various energy techniques. I took the time to find things. I took supplements. I got on super powders. I cleaned up what I ate. I exercised differently. Okay? When you are in this stressful state, don't exercise like crazy. It's only going to backfire because exercise is stress. So you need to exercise in a different way when you're in this phase of life so that it supports your body, not fights against your body. Okay? So that's really important too, is knowing about that aspect of it. Otherwise, you're exhausting your body and you're keeping it in imbalance, okay? So no exhausting exercise when you're not feeling right. It will only backfire. It causes you will not lose weight, so it's actually backfiring on the weight loss too. Whew. This was such a great video. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. So if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to come and be part of my free Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives, because that's where I do a lot of trainings like this. And I do post videos on what I eat, and I post pictures of what I eat, and I tell you what I eat, and share some recipes and stuff also. And you get to ask questions and suggest topics for future videos. All right, ladies watching, thank you for being here. Now, do you have any questions about the food, about exercise, about hormones? What would you like to know? I'm here for you. So post your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. And I also do one-on-one coaching various levels, various price ranges, something that works for you. Absolutely. I have like from 1 session to 3 sessions to my Where to Start program and 2 101s. I mean, there's so many ways you can work with me. Guaranteed we'll find one that works for you. Okay. Don't waste time and energy trying to figure this out yourself, because seriously, it could drive you crazy. It drove me crazy pretty much. You're so welcome, Bonnie. Yeah. Feel free to reach out about the 21-day program, or if you want a couple 101 sessions or something, okay? Thanks, Kate's in my 21-day group. Thank you, Kate. She just came from one of my... In New Zealand. Okay. Let me just Google something for you. How do you say your name? Esha? Esha? Okay. Let's see. I would look up. There looks like there is. So, and I could also look up. So there's something called compounding pharmacies. Esha. Compounding pharmacies formulate the bioidentical formulation. So you can look up a compounding pharmacy in New Zealand and ask them, what doctors do they work with? Like, what doctors do they know that you can go to see about getting some bioidentical hormones? Or you can just try, I'm just trying to Google bioidentical hormones in New Zealand. Not sure. But what a good thing to, yeah, if you could, I would go to a compounding pharmacy, finding one that is in your area or whatever, and asking them if they know of a doctor that is good, who has good knowledge about women's hormones going through perimenopause or menopause, and who they could recommend. Oh, you're so welcome, Jeanette. So good to have you here. Bonnie, I have estrogen progesterone cream from Smoky Mountain Naturals. Thinking of trying those. Yes, for sure. Now, the only thing is when you have them and you're not dosed. So when you go to see an actual person, naturopath who can actually write, you can buy these creams, but you don't know how much to take, right? So what I did was I saw a specific person who dealt with them and was able to kind of give me dosages, which you work with and then you adjust. They're not perfect science. You start with a little and see how it works, whatever's suggested. So sometimes it requires going to some sort of naturopathic doctor or something. Yes. Yeah, well, hormone replacement therapy, are they bioidentical or are they synthetic hormones? Because HRT is just hormone replacement therapy, but it still could be bioidentical hormones. So you just want to see if they're dealing with bioidentical hormones or synthetic. And yeah, but then again, you know, there are, like I said, there's certain herbs, there's certain things that you could try. I wonder if I have that in my... Yeah, the creams are kind of tricky unless you know dosages, but you know, you got to give them a try, right? No, you don't want synthetic. You want bioidentical, you don't want. Or did you mean it's only synthetic? Which is really bad. Sad. It's ridiculous. Because, yeah, if it's only synthetic hormones, then I don't even know how they can call themselves a menopause clinic, to tell you the truth. Because you're dealing with just Band-Aids and aspirin. It's really what it is. It's like taking a Tylenol for a headache. Why do you get headaches? I don't know. Take a Tylenol. Really? Right? I know. It's like not helping balance the hormones. It's helping falsely doing them. And when you try to go off them, it throws your body into huge imbalances because your body's relied on these synthetic hormones. They're like a drug. You get withdrawal. You get severe. Your body gets thrown right out of balance. So, yeah. So what you would do then is go into a health food store and look for some formulations of herbs and supplements for perimenopause or menopausal symptoms. So try looking at a or online. I don't know about New Zealand. I'm going to give you one for the States, though. The website for the States, where you can pick up her formulations for perimenopause and menopause. Okay. Here is website. It's only in the States, though, in US. Now, they may have one for New Zealand or formulations for perimenopause and or menopause symptoms. There is one for Canada too. And she also has a few recipes there. Now, for this one, hormonesbalance.com, she does not deal with weight loss. She deals with hormone balance. So some of her recipes are not geared to losing weight in midlife. They're just geared to help your hormones, which is great. But just note that some of her recipes are not for weight loss. Okay, so if you need to lose weight in midlife, yeah, that's all I want to say. Otherwise, she's a good reference, Hormones Balance. Then there's another one for Canada, Dr. Lorna Vanderhaeg. Now, these women sell a lot of supplements. So, yes, it's a lot to look at, okay? But they also specialize in hormones for this phase of life. So I think it's a good resource, right? This is the one for Canada. There we go. Dr. Lorna Vanderhaeg. And you can find her products in health food stores in Canada. So those are the two that if somebody wishes to purchase and they can't get it in their local health food store, they can buy off of those websites, okay? Now, remember, they're just supplements. They don't work like a pill. They don't work fast. Like, they don't work in one day, right? It's going to take a while for your body to take in these supplements, huh? Yes, good one and true, Bonnie. Absolutely. You want to feel better. Absolutely. That's number one. Because when you feel better and when you bring your body back into better balance, the weight loss is natural. If you're eating good. If you're still eating crap. But, of course, right? Considering that, yes, I'm choosing to feel better, which includes eating healthy, because you can't really feel super better if you're not eating healthy, right? Yeah. All right. So much love to all you guys. It's been a pleasure to be here. Feel free so check out my website, dianamarchand.com, because I have really amazing free trainings in there. 3 Keys to Midlife Weight Loss is the best video series training I have ever done, along with handouts and a few recipes. I also have a prep and plan free training, and I also have my 21-day program up there on the menu bar you can read more about, and my Where to Start program, Where to Start in Midlife to begin to lose the weight and feel great. That is there. Check out dianamarchand.com. A lot of resources for you, and my blog has a lot of recipes, a lot of videos, and YouTube, dianamarchand.com. 800 videos, around 800 videos for you. All right, and reach out to me about coaching or my new 21-day program. I am here for you. All right. So much love to you. Bye-bye.